Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm here with another range review. A while back, I showed you this Heritage Barkeep that I got. I was really looking forward to picking one of these up. Thought it was pretty cool because um, I have two other Heritage revolvers. I have the 16-inch and the 6.5-inch with 22 mag cylinder, and I like them quite a bit. A lot of fun to shoot. Um, no issues with them, and they're cheap. I think the 16 inch was about $170, and I think I only paid like 130 or 120 for the 6.5 inch. And then I picked up the cylinder a little extra. So when I saw the Heritage Barkeep come out, I definitely wanted to have one, even though it only has about a 2-inch barrel, and it doesn't have an ejector rod. It comes with a little pokey tool. It's like a little wooden with handle tool with a little bar, so you have to kind of poke out the rounds. Just thought it was cool. Not really too useful. I mean, this is just a purely recreational, fun kind of gun, and I was looking forward to it because you can shoot 22 short, long rifle and BB in this. Then you can throw in the 22 mag cylinder. I already have one. A lot of you, if you have Heritages, probably have them anyway. So you can shoot a lot of stuff out of it. So especially when there's not the best ammo market, it's a pretty good thing to have. Uh, um, I prefer the bird's head grip, and I know now they're coming out with the bird's head grip. Um, I kind of wish I had waited because I really would like to try the bird's head grip, but this is pretty cool. I can fit all four fingers on here, believe it or not. Although the pinky just kind of barely hangs on when I'm shooting. As far as the sight picture, really not too much of one. When you're aiming, there's a little bit of a notch. You might see it about maybe an eighth to a quarter of an inch above the firing pin, and it's just kind of got a very small blade sight. But it's good enough if you're taking your time shooting. You can pick it up just fine, and I didn't find it was bad at all to get a good sight picture. So as far as my time at the range today, uh, comfortable to shoot. The sights for what they are, they're not bad. Now I would not say they're good sights. They're not good sights, but I mean it's $160 gun that's supposed to be borrowing very heavily from like 1880s technology. So it would be kind of, as a matter of fact, they do have one that has like fiber optic sights on it or something. It's kind of odd. It's almost like a little tactical single action, which is strange. It's odd. It's like it's strange. I mean, it's just I think it even has like Picatinny rail on the top. It's just weird. So I'd rather have something that's a little bit closer to the original, which um, I guess the crummy sights is kind of old school. So I kind of like that. I was just maybe 6 yards away, so roughly 18 feet from the target. Um, my group wasn't too bad. Like I said, I'm a mediocre shooter, and it wasn't too bad a group. What I found strange, though, was that the group was, I used maybe about a 12 or 13-inch target by 12 or 13 inches, and I would say that my group was about maybe 4 inches high and about 3 inches to the left. It was strange. I felt like I was aiming it pretty much at the bullseye, but it kind of traveled off. And what's funny is, if you see my prior video, I also brought my Keltec P17, and I used some similar ammunition, and I kind of just put one big ragged hole in the middle of the target with the Keltec. But this one, it's weird. It just drifted up like 3 or 4 inches, and then 2 or 3 inches to the left. And I've seen some other videos and they say that it does shoot to the left. Mine was a bit high into the left. And I saw some other ones that they claim it didn't really um, keep up as you kept shooting, almost kind of like a break-in thing, which I don't know if that would be true or not. I'm just telling you, it seems like the point of aim was a little bit off with it. Now I would have probably felt that that was me, like 100% me, if I had just brought this gun. But considering that I used some of the same ammunition from the same box with another handgun, and the other handgun, which I fired at the same distance, was basically right on the money. I don't know. I think it's kind of strange. Well, that's just one thing. The other thing is, I took this and I fired 36 rounds. So basically 6 cylinders. I would have fired more. The problem is, I forgot to bring my little Heritage supplied pokey tool. So, as you know, there's no ejector rod. You have to just kind of poke them out. And I forgot my pokey tool. So, what I had to do was actually remove the cylinder and use the pin that holds the cylinder into place to poke them out. And then put the cylinder back in, reload, and shoot. So I did that like 6 times before I got sick of it. But that only was like 10% of the reason why I got sick of it. Um, Besides, like I said, the sights are what they are. That it's what you expect. The grip was fine. It was comfortable to shoot. Um, I had 4 light primer strikes in 36 rounds. So if you think about it, um, I think that's like 11% of my rounds were light primer strikes. So in one of the cylinders, I actually had 2. So I pulled out all 6. I pulled out the 2 light primer strikes first, and I looked at them, and you would think it would have gone off. I mean, I said, oh, this looks like it's probably okay. But then I pulled out the other 4 rounds, and I noticed that the other 4 rounds were really hit with quite a bit more authority um, than the 2 that didn't go off. So I saw it happen again. I saw it happen again. So then what I did was I took those rounds that didn't go off due to light primer strikes, and I was wondering, okay, could it be due to the ammunition? Now, at first, I was thinking that's probably the ammunition, because at this point, I was planning on using some CCI mini mags. Unfortunately, I got a little too crazy with the Keltec, and I used them all in that. So all I had was the Federal bulk pack. It was like it was 325 rounds. Not the best thing, but um, I popped those in, and when I compared the strike on the rim, I noticed that the ones that didn't go off really weren't hit as hard as the other ones, and the dimple it left was quite a bit shallower, like noticeably more shallow. So I was thinking, okay, this is probably not the ammunition; it's probably the gun. So just to kind of make sure, I threw them in the Keltec, fired them off with no trouble. Everything just went off like clockwork. So I'm thinking that we have a very finicky little revolver here. Now, I don't like that. I'd like to kind of throw, 100 rounds in here and fire all 100 rounds, especially with the revolver. I mean, you figure you're not going to have issues with failing to feed. It's in a cylinder. You're not going to have problems with failing to eject because it's in a cylinder. So you're kind of ruling out a lot of the potential issues you might have with the revolver over a semi-automatic pistol. So the whole issue with the light primer strike kind of bugs me. And then when you figure it was 4 out of 36, like I said, that's about 11%. So that means if I were to fire 100 rounds out of this, I'm probably looking at somewhere around like maybe 11 of them that aren't going to go off, which is kind of a pain in the neck. What I am planning on doing, because today I actually brought like 3 guns to the range, and I had an hour, so I was there just about an hour, maybe a little bit more, and I was running a few guns like kind of through its paces because I hadn't really gotten a chance to shoot them since I bought them, so I didn't get a chance to really focus. I would actually like to go back with like 100 rounds or 200 rounds through this gun, but I have to go with the little pokey tool because it makes life a lot easier if you have the pokey tool. Um, I actually told my wife that because my wife's a crafter, and she actually makes these things that she calls pokey tools that crafters use for various things, like to kind of like punch out paper and stuff. And I told her, I can't find my pokey tool. And she thought I was like being funny. And I said, no, no, I have to use this pokey tool to knock the spent shells out. And she's like looking at me and like, why did you buy that gun? But I'm weird. I liked it. So I really should go back with about 100 rounds, 150 rounds, kind of put it through its paces again with the pokey tool, and maybe mix some CCI mini mags and CCI stingers. See if that does anything. Because the other thing is, I'd be kind of curious if it's because right now I'm thinking it's not the ammo, it's the gun. Um, but I'm wondering, is it kind of, and this is going to be crazy for a revolver, but is it a little finicky? Um, I don't know. Maybe the CCIs would have a little bit less of an issue. Might be interesting to put 100 rounds of CCI mini mags or CCI standard CCI velocitors and see if we are looking at like say 10 or 11% light primer strikes, and then maybe put in like 100 Federal bulk or Remington Thunderbolt bulk, and then see if there's an issue there. I mean, I wouldn't think there'd be a difference in the rims. I mean, I've heard sometimes with centerfire having hard primers. I'm not aware that there can be like rim issues on the brass, but then again, who knows? Although you'd figure if there were rim issues, they would be making like the walls thinner and they would be easier to hit with the firing pin. So probably just the gun. But at any rate, I was a little bit disappointed with it. I mean, you can't get too mad. It's a $160 single action gun. So I mean, it's not like I'm relying on it for self defense or competition or anything. I mean, if I had paid like $1,500 for it, and I were counting on it to protect my life and my family's life, or win some type of local shooting competitions, well, that'll be another story. But like I said, it's a $160 fun gun slash conversation piece. So it's one of those things. You take it with a grain of salt and you just kind of experiment and see if you can make it better. Strangely, I still don't regret buying it. It's a cool looking little gun. But that's all I have for now. I will talk to you later. I have a few other things to bring up with you guys. You might like some of them too. Talk to you later.